In the name of the Father, and Son, and the Holy Spirit, one God. Amen. Today the Gospel is part of the Sermon on the Mount. And this one is from the Gospel of St. Luke. The whole sermon, you can find it in the Gospel of St. Matthew 5, 6, and 7. St. Luke has part of it in chapter 6, which is what we read from today. It says, "But I say to you who hear, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you." One of the hardest commandments. Whenever we hear it, we feel this is really tough. And it is. It is not an easy commandment. So, this commandment is not for the natural person. Naturally, I love those who love me, and I don't like the ones who don't like me. Naturally. If you go to someone who has never heard about any religion before, doesn't have any affiliation with anything, you will see him or her acting this way. So here when Jesus is telling us, love your enemy, he's giving us something that is above natural. And if he's asking us to do something that is above our abilities, our natural abilities, that means that he gave us that ability. He gave us that ability in baptism, when he gave us the new nature. The new nature that's in us, that we received in baptism, that can actually fulfill this commandment. The hardest thing for anyone is when they see people are ganging up against them or treating them badly, or they talk about me, they don't want to say hi to me, they turn their face when they see me, they conspire against me. It's very hard for me to love them. Honestly, it's very hard to even say hi to them back, because whatever you hear a lot of times, if he's not going to say hi to me, I'm not going to say hi to him. If he's not going to talk to me, I'm not going to talk to him. That's what people do. But the sign of a Christian person is to love the enemy. The sign of a Christian person is to love the enemy. Actually, Pope Kyrillos said something close to that. He said, if you have some people that hate you, go and offer them more love than you usually would do. And then he said, this is the sign of our Christianity. That's Pope Kyrillos saying that. This is the sign of our Christianity. The sign of our Christianity is that when I see someone hating me or not liking me, I go and offer more love than usual. Again, how can I do this? Not by myself. I will not be able to do it by myself. But I will be able to do it if I ask for the grace of God. The grace of God can actually give me to do this. Now, what's the point? Why did God ask us to do this? At the end of the Gospel, he says, love your enemies, do good, and lend, hoping for nothing. And this is to summarize the Gospel. In return, and your reward will be great. Now, what's the reward? And you will be sons of the Most High. The reward of someone who loves his enemy is that he is going to be the Son of God. He is going to be the Son of the Most High. You are representing God. You are actually reflecting God's love to others. Again, by the world's measures, you can say anything. You can say this is foolishness, this is nonsense, life doesn't work this way. If I do that, people are gonna, abuse me. People are gonna think I'm weak. You can say whatever. But the sign of a Christian person is that they love their enemies. Why? Because in the same way God loved us, the same way that He's asking us to do, He actually did it before us. When He was on the cross and people were killing Him and torturing Him and hating Him and spitting on Him, He said, "Please, Father, forgive them, because they don't know what they're doing." So how to find the weakness of my enemy and use it to pray for them? How to feel that if someone hates me, the first thing that I look at is, why does he hate me? Why does he treat me this way? He should be so and so and so. He should be like, a bad person. He's doing this because his heart is not good. He's doing this because, and then I find many reasons to hate him back. But Christ did not do that. He did the opposite. He found the good thing in someone else, the good things about others. He saw in these people that it is very hard to see anything good in them. When you see the people that killed Christ, that crucified him, it is very hard to find an excuse. It's very hard to see something good in them. But he saw something good in them. He found something good in them. This is the essence of this commandment, is how to find good in others, even if they look really bad. But if you think of it, that's exactly how God deals with me and you. I mean, if any one of us ask ourselves this question and answer honestly, is there anything in me, between me and God, forget about the people, is there anything in me that would make God love me? If you're honest with yourself, you will say no, because we betray him every day, right? So if the answer is no, but he still loves me that much, isn't that the same thing he's asking me to do with others? In fact, the betrayal of others is not equal to my betrayal to him. I betray him on a daily basis. I turn my back to him on a daily basis. And he loves me every day. He loves me all the time. He sees the good in me. Even sometimes, honestly, not only people don't see it in me, but maybe I don't see it in myself. But he sees something good. And he uses that as an excuse to love me. So he's asking me to do the same thing. Find this something that is good in someone who is, maybe you can say, I cannot love this person. There is no way. There is nothing in him to be loved. But again, this is exactly how God deals with us. Let's go back to the gospel. He says, bless those who curse you and pray for those who spitefully use you. So we are talking about like people who hate me from the inside. And maybe they haven't done anything bad to me, but I feel that they don't like me. But what if they actually do something bad to me? They curse me. They use me. They spitefully use me. They strike me on the cheek. This is something that is aggressive. They don't only hate me like in their hearts, but they actually acted on it as well. So what should I do? The same thing. Love them back. Give to everyone who asks of you, and for him who takes away your goods, do not ask them back. Also, there is something about this verse. Again, you can see by the measures of the world, this is like foolish. Like, how can I just give everyone even if I know that they are using me? This doesn't make any sense. But if you think of it this way, where did I get all what I have from? I got it from God. He's telling me what you have is not yours. If someone wants to use it, let him use it. So if you put these two together, the way to fulfill this verse, of course, again by the grace of God, but also by faith, that God has more and more in his stores to give me. In fact, people literally did this before. For example, Amba Braham. You know, Amba Braham was famous for giving the poor. And some people accused him of not being wise. Like, you took all the money of the church and you give it to the poor, and you didn't, at a certain point they wanted to build the church. He took the money of the church that is, people donated for construction, and he gave it to the poor. So the people were angry with him. Not only this, but he actually did this verse literally. He used to leave money in his cell, and whoever wants, he tells the person, go inside the cell and take whatever you want. Again, in our يعني the way we think, this is not smart. He's not going to be honest. Yes, some of them were not honest. In fact, one of them, you know the famous story, one of them actually told him, I want money because someone in my family passed away. And he told him, okay, but he was lying. And he knew that he was lying. But he let him do it. And what happened in the end? So the idea is that if I want to think about these verses as being foolish, and this is people are going to abuse me, yes, you can think this way. That's the natural way of thinking about these verses. But if you think that you want to actually obey God's commandment and want to fulfill this, God will give you the power to fulfill it, and God will never leave you to be used by other people. He will never leave you to be used. He's the one that has everything in His hand. He's the one in control. So if I am honest in fulfilling this, He's honest to keep me, to protect me, to take care of me. I'm not gonna look like weak in front of other people, even if it happens in the beginning. But again, all these stories about the saints that we know, they did not look weak at the end in front of their abusers, we can say. The last thing is the golden verse, as they call it. And just as you want men to do to you, you also do to them likewise. Yes, do I want, when I am weak, when I am not very pleasant, for people to still love me? Yes, I want people to love me all the time, even though sometimes I'm not very lovable, right? Why do I not do the same thing with others? Why do I wait for others to be good in order to love them? I'm not good all the time, but I want people to like me all the time and people to love me all the time. So the same way that I want people to treat me, I should treat them. The same way God treats me, I should treat other people. And glory be to God forever.